Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am going to make this video to show you how to look for the pre-market big movers, stocks to watch, and how to set up the scanner on Thinkorswim where you can find the stocks that are going to be the ones that we're all trading. So the way that we do it is on Thinkorswim, you go into Scan, Stock Hacker, and then you're going to, this is the easiest scanner to set up. But it's, finding stocks is pretty simple, but you have to look, you have to know what to look for. So I'm going to go over that with you in a second. But first, let's just scan for the stocks. So you're going to click filter, add filter, and you're going to want to put in 2 times on the stock option. It's going to populate right here. The first one is, so mark basically means whatever that stock price is currently. So I do $1 to $20. Anything below $1 is just, it's just too trashy. I want to keep that out. Plus the volume is a lot higher when you go under $1, and it just kind of screws with the whole pre-market scan. So anyway, I do volume on the second one, and I'll do a minimum of 50,000 shares that have been traded. And you click on scan. Now this video is being made on a Sunday. So this is all from Friday's trading session. So this is, you're going to see, it's going to look a little different, but the way that I have my and I label it pre-market movers, you can label it with and save it. I think you go into here, save scan query, and you can type in whatever you want. I use pre-market movers, and then I customize this because this is not what you're going to see. The default is something a little bit different, but important stuff that you're going to want to look for in the pre-market and you're going to want to add to this is shares, mark percent change. And the way that you do that is you go into this little gear icon, you click here, customize, and it's not going to look like this yet, but this is what I do. So whatever it shows here that you don't want, all you do is you click on it, remove item, and it'll move it back over to this column. So what I want is symbol, description. This is going to be default. Last, which is the last price from the previous day. Because remember, we're doing this pre-market. So last is going to be what it closed the day before after hours at. The last percent change. And now I add in mark percent change, mark change, volume, shares, bid and ask. Mark is the current price in that pre-market. The last traded price will show up. This is really what you want. So, the way that you find them is you just type in mark over here. You click on it, add item, and it'll go onto this side. Pretty simple. All right. And then once you have all this here, shares, you just do the same thing. You type in shares over here, click on it, add item, and it'll populate it onto this side. You click OK, and this is what you'll see. All right. So after you click scan, this will pop up. And what you're going to want to look for is the stocks that are gapping up. By gapping up, that means these are up the highest from the previous day's trading. These are the stocks that gapped up, maybe based on news, maybe based on the fact that they're a low float stock. And by low float, that means that the shares that are currently available to be traded is low. So 5 million shares, a 5 million float is very low, and that's very, very desirable for day traders. They want a low float stock to trade, because the lower the float, the higher the volatility. Supply and demand, there's less of a supply. Whenever there's a less of a supply and a huge amount of volume, you're going to have prices that really fluctuate, and day traders, we all love that because there's a lot of profit in that. So this is how I set up my pre-market. Now remember, this is Sunday. It's not going to look like this. You run this scan at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and you're probably going to see a small list here because you're going to have your volume set at 50,000. Now that early in the morning, there's not many stocks that are going to be trading that high of volume. And that's why I like this set. This only works for the pre-market because 50,000 shares is basically nothing once the market opens. So this is a pre-market scanner before the market opens. All right, so I can show you on Friday's trading day, one of the stocks that was hitting our pre-market scan, it was gapping up in the pre-market session very nicely. And this is one that had a lower float. I think the float was like 20 million, which is, that's pretty good. 20 million and under is really ideal. So when there's a lower supply, and I think over 200 million shares were traded on this stock on Friday. I mean, take a look at this. This is what running these pre-market scanners are going to find. And you're going to want to look at the stocks that are gapping up the most in the pre-market, the lowest float, which is the lowest amount of shares that are available to be traded, which I showed you how to put on that custom spot there, and the highest volume. The highest volume is also one of the most important things to look at in the pre-market, because that means that you're not the only one looking at it. There's millions of other day traders also looking at this stock, and you're going to want a stock with high volume. So, if you would have looked at this one on Friday morning, that was hitting the scanner, you could have done very well here. It really popped up nicely. So anyway, guys, this is, and the way that you can put it over here, which is how I have mine, I link it. So you're going to see your Thinkorswim is going to have this like little chain link here. You can link it up with whatever color you want. It's like, they have like 1 through 9. I just choose 1 because it's the top one there. And then the way that you can add your pre-market scanner to here is you click this plus gadget over here. It'll pull up all this stuff. All you do is you click watch list and a new watch list will come up. It's the default on indexes. You click there. You go, now you've already saved it at this point of pre-market scanners. You go over here and you just hit pre-market movers and it'll populate right here for you. And all you have to do is click this link. Sorry if you guys hear my daughters in the background doing this Sunday morning. So we do this, and the way that you can do it, you just click here and it populates right here for you, whatever stock. And that's basically it. So guys, please subscribe, hit that like button for me. I'm going to be making a lot more of these videos. And yeah, thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow's Monday. We all look forward to Monday mornings now, right? To trade the market. It's great. There's a lot of profit to be made, but be careful and trade wisely. Thanks, guys.